Got some fans?
All right, it's Friday night. Welcome back, everybody, to FSB Racing Live here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Joining the booth again, as always, Milt Jr. and Dan Jones. I'm Shawn Reap, your host for tonight. How you guys doing? You ready to go old school short tracking?
Heck yeah! Let's do this! Definitely just chatting here with Mr. Derby Dawn. One of the greatest drivers in FSB history throughout the years. He's chilling with, met up with Justin Grosser and Brian Lamb. Of course, we know who Brian Lamb is, current driver. And Justin Grosser was a driver back in the day at FSB. And now he's like, you know, works on NASCAR teams. He's a tire tech, I believe. And so it's cool. They're all out in Vegas hanging out and watching the broadcast.
Well, that is pretty darn cool. Yeah, this week they're down in Phoenix because the NASCAR drinking game for the real deal right now is, you know, take a shot every time someone says West Coast swing.
Oh, I'll take a shot of Budweiser.
There you go. But for now, and here, we are turning back the clock to 1988 and to when North Wilkesboro was an active and vital part of the NASCAR schedule. Old short track. It got knocked off the schedule mid-90s to make room for New Hampshire. So, I don't think that was a good deal. Man, it's a shame to see it rotting away right now, but it's alive and well here in NASCAR 2003 world. And as you see our starting grid there, Bill Yarborough, after a podium last week.
Excellent short track driver, man.
Yeah, podium last time we saw him on an oval, I believe. And once again, there he is, taking the pole here at the classic short track with Isaac Johnson. Man, it's hard to bet against Isaac at a short track, and there he is on the outside pole. I'm going to need a pronunciation, but coming to us from Nova Scotia, got the number 6 of John Doucette. I'm going to guess that's how you say that name. I talked to him the other night. I should have had that clarified. But he's going to be driving that number 6 car now that Desenza has vacated the number. Let's see if he's on the track. There he is. Got the classic Mark Martin Stroh's Light, adding to the battle of the beers tonight.
And he's not the first Nova Scotian to race at FSB. The original 8 of us. One was Rob Rogerson, a.k.a. Bender, back in the day when we didn't. And just a heck of a guy and great friend. And Hunter, Fisher, you name it. And he retired from sim racing, but still see him on Facebook. And you don't want to mess with those Nova Scotians, man. They're tough, man.
Very nice. And then you got Rick Castle, a strong qualifying run there in 4th place. Stan Irvine, Ryan Johnson, our series admin, Ken Hansen, trying to rebound off that tough night at the road course in Sonoma last week, starting 7th.
That's like the worst he's qualified in, still top 10.
Yeah, Pops Margison in the 99, another great short track driver. Mark DeRocket Desenza, Will Farmer, Francis Dittman, look at him moving up the board there in the 00 car.
Your
ice
winner
cream.
in Pro Cup.
FSB
week,
Cup, rather, but yeah.
FSB Cup.
Yeah, sorry, FSB Cup winner at Las Vegas. That means free ice cream in the booth.
He was like, you know, better mention that or I'll kill you. You know?
No ice cream for you, though, Dan. It'd melt down there in Mexico.
Yeah, bummer.
Josh Elliker puts the 47 in 12th spot. Steve Weber, 13th. Michael Sanders back once again in the 191 car. He still hasn't uploaded one, though. He's going to be that black default that you'll see out there tonight. And I lost my spot. Yeah, he's 14th. Bill Farmer, 15th. John the Dog Palmer, 16th. Brad Otto in the 31 Marine Machine, 17th spot. Tower Jeff Habak in 18th. Jonathan Jones returns to us on a Friday night. Let's get a shot of that car.
I've been watching him in the warm-ups. He's doing some dirt racing for sure.
Yeah, there he is, the Armor All car. You see,
Flyways.
kind of center of the screen now. Good to see him back on a Friday. He's recently returned driver after an extended hiatus, about a year off there. Let's see. Yeah, Rick Bisconner, Chet Barkin, Diamond Dave Simons, Bob Dixon, Ed Finley. And yeah, that rounds out the field there. So we got a decent field at a classic short track. This could get interesting, guys.
It's gonna get interesting. Drivers were talking about, man.
Pick, guys,
you know,
picks.
if you wreck, there's nowhere to. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a traffic jam. Picks. Okay, I'm first. Bill Yarbrough, straight up, 54.
How about
on
you,
the
Dano?
pole.
Well, since nobody picked them, Isaac.
Well, I hadn't made my pick yet, but yeah, Isaac was my
You lose.
leading choice. I'm gonna go. I can't go bet against the Rocket, so I'm gonna go with the 3-car.
Good on.
Pace car's off, and here we go. Green flagging.
This is a new track for these guys racing. It's gonna, you know, who knows what's gonna happen here right now. Need good spacing, nice and easy. Let's get going. As you can see, not much room. When you're out on the outside here, you're seeing the preferred line is definitely the inside instantly. As Rick Castle gets shuffled back there, but I'm sure he's fine with that. Just get in line. And the short track, first short track of the year, I believe. So we're going to see maybe some different players up here versus the high-speed track drivers. Everybody in line, very nice. Pro Sim Racing at its best here at FSB.
You can see as the Rocket takes us into turn 3 there, it's got a bit more banking than it looks like from up above.
Nice pass by the 47 of Josh Elliker. We know what he can do, which is survive, be there at the end, and win.
He's also very good at tire management, and it's a short track and it's a North Carolina track, so you know it kills the tires.
Talking to Will Farmer in the two behind him, just getting past. He was not really very confident here. So, you know, my advice was to chill and just take it easy and work into the second half.
Oh,
of the
54 is
race.
around in the wall, collects Castle in the 124. Caution is on the speedway.
Oh my gosh, the leader. Definitely very un-Bill-like there. Oh, wait a second here. Let's take a look at this.
I think you're going to find he had a little help.
Yes, I'm just seeing that right now. Isaac trying to go down low there, and there was no room, looks like.
And then he gets hit by the 124, and everybody else. Hey, like you mentioned, there's not a lot of places to go if you get turned. And 124 just didn't have any place to go.
Not having raced this track before, just looking at what I see, passing probably better at the end of the straightaway instead of exiting the corners there. Oh, great move there by, who the heck was that, in the red car to avoid.
I think I saw Francis Dittman duck down low. And the 00 Dairy Queen.
And that's a great move, getting on the brakes, and that's going to definitely give him great track position. Actually, that was Dan Irvine in the old Milwaukee car.
Dan Irvine, another entry in the
Great
Battle of the
move
Beers with
there.
that Tim Richmond Old Milwaukee scheme.
Yeah, different colors this week.
Yeah, that's more my style for running in this mod. I like the stuff that's more true to 1988. Not that. Yeah, the Mountain Dew Live Wire. It's a well done scheme, but I like the classics when we're running a classic mod, especially on a classic track.
Well, that was a classic move of getting on the brakes and avoiding problems here. A race like this, which is unknown and a new, these guys have notes, and heck, I was, Rick Johnson's teammate. You wouldn't believe the book that guy has for every track, every steering ratio. I mean, these guys are serious, man. But this is, kind of new territory here, so.
Yeah, but should definitely be an interesting one. But Isaac Johnson finds himself in the lead, but not too hard to call that one. He's going to have to race the rest of the night with an incident on his tab. So that could affect any moves he chooses to make or not make as the night progresses.
Well, he's a clean and professional driver. That's, exactly what he didn't want to happen. Thought he could stick it in there, and definitely wish he would have that one back, I'm sure. So, but yeah, that's with the 2 incident rule. That's what a driver has to assume. Even when you're in the cockpit there, you're kind of, focused in your little shell there, but I have to assume that. So.
We've already got caution back on the track after it just went green.
They race back to the line
and Jeff Havoc is around coming back to the caution flag.
All right,
I think I found.
13. What are you gonna do here?
I found what happened. Because the car is near the end of the pack, actually take the restart kind of in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Looks like Ed Finley trying to put the power down, just has it get away from him. And when they try to take off, and he looped it right in front of his outsider's teammate Bill Farmer. Should be no harm, no foul as far as damage goes, but yeah, that's gonna again be one for Ed to have to put onto his tab, and again we're under caution.
Well, Rick Castle was involved in that first wreck, right?
Yeah, he got a piece of Bill Yarborough while he was around.
But he didn't pit, and his car is still strong. So
I think isn't this where back when Harry Gant went on that tear and just won everything in September? Isn't this where he won the race with the front bodywork cut off the car?
Wow.
Was that here or Martinsville?
I'm not sure. I would say I probably killed those brain cells already. So I'm going to rely on your ding. That's got to be a ding there.
There we go. Yeah, I haven't warmed up the multimeter tonight. There you go. Yeah, it was a short track. I know that for sure. Because even in 1991 or whenever that was, you still needed some aero on the bigger tracks. But a track like this, if it's an aerodynamic thing, it's not going to affect him very much at all, as long as the motor's okay.
Well, and you can see takers for the leaders on pit road because 15 laps is nothing on a short track here with the track position critical.
Yeah,
There
Finley.
again, the Skull Bandit. Ding! Just a pace between your cheek and gum.
Yeah, Ed Finley came in and got 4 new Goodyears, or it could be Hoosiers in 1988. But yeah, that makes sense, having gone for the slide and being at the tail of the field anyway.
As a driver, you're starting to get a feel for this now. It's like, especially if you're in that top 10, you're like, you know, now I can see what it's like. You know, in practice, you're get a little bit of car, you know, racing inside, outside lane. Now you're starting to get a feel for, okay, I need to really, as we go green here again, great jump on the 72 there. He knows how to lead, and he is off and running. Really got to start thinking about staying single file and holding your position and then waiting for somebody to make a mistake here with the outside lane not being friendly.
See, Brad Otto gets hung out on the outside lane there with Josh Elliker, Dave Simons, Pops Markson all looking to freight train underneath.
Ken Hansen, right where he wants to be. I would say Ken would probably say short tracks are, you know, he likes the 1.5 miles. But so does the 3. And, of course, they're pretty humble. And he's right where he wants to be, keeping an eye on him early.
Meanwhile, it's getting kind of looking like Dan Irvine's looking to make a move on the 124 there, trying to find a way around, as Isaac Johnson just continues to check out.
You know, if Rick Castle has damage,
John Dog Palmer gets
not,
the chrome horn from Dave Simons there, moved up the track. No spin, no caution.
no harm, no foul, no blood. If Castle has damage here, it could start to show over time. It's all about getting the car to turn and rotate.
Yeah, I'd be more concerned about having locked up those tires trying to miss the 54 than I would about any bodywork damage at this track.
Steve Weber makes the pass on Francis Dittman. Very well done, though, with Francis. He realized that he really didn't have the car to battle with Steve, so he let that go, and it looks like he's going to do the same thing here with Josh Elliker. Francis, your FSB Cup winner Monday night, starting to get back in the groove as an Indy 500 winner and just, you know, racing clean, knowing where you are and who you're up against. If you can't win that battle, you gotta let them by and get back in line and try to work on your line, and exactly what he's doing there.
You know, see, we're already in lap traffic as Isaac has put 68 of Chet Barkin down.
Good battle here. Mike Sanders, Brad Otto, and John Palmer in the top 15 here. 20-plus cars. Bill Yarborough may not have that much damage if these other guys don't either, and he's definitely capable of moving up. And he hasn't given up, you know. And he's looking to get by there.
Ooh, a little side swipe from the 59 and 68 as they come off the corner there. But as you can see, DeRocket is on the move.
Dun, 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 dun. Guy Pitra in the 151, fresh off his run at the 12 Hours of Sebring last week. Definitely has never ran this track, and last minute download of it, and he's just trying to make laps here and stay clean and see what he can do later on in that Shelby Cobra. Isaac Johnson wants about to lap Guy there, and he is just destroying these guys right now.
See, Josh Elliker works on his Monsoon teammate of Steve Webber. No contest there as Webb just lets him go into turn one.
Isaac's in his own dimension right now.
Yeah, he is 4.3 at least seconds ahead. It's hard for me to read on my my OBS monitor.
Cassette gets loose there, and no harm, no foul there. Isaac's going to peek his way through this.
Dan Irvine has finally gotten around that 124, and you'll see the Crown Royal machine is just hung out on the high side.
Teams Dev, yes, FSB. North Wilkesboro, it's time to save the Speedway.
Heck yeah,
Definitely
it's in dire
big
shape.
Fan like yourself.
It's in dire condition, but there's movements out there to try and save this place.
Classic tracks that they ran back in the day. You know, why should these other ones? They've got so much money, you know. I mean, you know, get it up to date and safer barrier, all that stuff, and get all that TV money and get a truck race or something here. ARCA, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there were a couple of factors into how the track got closed. You know, being... What the heck happened there? You know, they wanted to get New Hampshire on the schedule. New Hampshire and Texas were looking for dates at the time. I think that's one of the things that happened. So North Wilkesboro ended up being purchased by the Bear family and by Bruton Smith's group that owns, you know, like Charlotte and all those. Charlotte, Bristol, that group. And then they bought the track, then they took the two dates and they sent one to New Hampshire and one to Texas. And I guess one of the reasons NASCAR went for that was those were two more modern facilities in markets that they weren't already in, at a time when they still filled the stands every weekend, and you know, the actual at-the-track attendance was a big part of the revenue stream. Well, these days, like you said, it's the TV rights. The TV package is where the money really is. So they can go ahead and put 3 tracks in North Carolina. It's not going to hurt the attendance any because it's already hurting.
Great battle. Isaac is checked out, but Dan Irvine has got a rearview mirror full of the world champion.
And look at that, another beer car sticking.
That's it. Same contact as we saw before. But this time, and we got a caution out somewhere. Something else happened there, but that was a good move by the 9 there. I'm starting to rethink. That is a good passing place if the guy isn't in your way there. But you're seeing these guys are getting a run through the center of 3 and 4, and now we got cars down pit road.
Well, here's the source of our caution flag.
How are they going to negotiate this? As you watch that, I'll watch pit road here because this is new for them too. Isaac Johnson already in his stall.
So
actually pretty straight there.
Monday night winner Francis Dittman got a little loose on entry in front of Pops Marguson in the 99, and it wasn't anything that Pops could do to keep off him. Sent him around, collected Dave Simons, maybe a little bit of a clip from Jonathan Jones too. Kind of Squished up the rear end of that Dairy Queen machine, but I think he should probably be okay to continue.
All your front runners, no problems. Good execution on pit road and off. Looks like they're going to pretty much remain the same. The huge lead that Isaac had will evaporate. But these guys got to, grab their ass with two hands here and start thinking, we got to do something better here. This guy's going to smoke us.
It wouldn't be the first time that happened.
Absolutely. He's on rails, the real race car driver and college student.
Hey, what's going on here? Whoops. Sorry about that. I was holding control down the top. Look at
banging it right now.
Look at the 68 and the 151 on pit road here just a few seconds ago. Guy tries to get going and he just runs right into the back of Chet Barkin and just stays there.
Gosh. He forgets this isn't iRacing, guy.
That's right. In iRacing, you can pass through other cars.
Oh my!
I forgot about that.
That's my teammate right there. I'm gonna have to have a talk with Guy Pitcher after that. Chet, just minding his own business there, and
the good news is I don't think you can take damage when you're on the jack, like while the crew is servicing your car. But you still aren't passable, like in iRacing.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't drive through the cars, which is one of the things I still love. I mean, there's a lot of things I love about this sim, and it's the classic. It is the benchmark of, it is the engine that still runs anything that's out there that's worth driving, and it's cheap, but the pit stops are real, and
pace car's off. We're gonna have to clip that little moment there for Guy Pitra and remind him of that for years to come.
He's driving right now, but I'm gonna text him as soon as this race is over.
And what
cars on the inside? Chet doesn't get going. Not sure what happened with the 43 there. Did not get going. He was trying to let the leaders by, but that was good. No harm, no foul. But
no, yellow is out.
Yellow is out. So
that was
inside line.
Interesting.
Did not get going there. When you're on the inside line, a lap down, you have to stay right up to the leader and go when he go.
I almost wonder if he thought he wasn't lined up right or something.
Either he may have blew a gear or lost a gear there.
We'll try and see what happened here. There he is, green flag's out, and car just doesn't go.
Doesn't go.
There's a big stack up that eventually culminates in the 00 getting into the 77. This is just accordion's back.
Okay, well, just take a mathematician to understand the mathematics of your laps here. So all these guys definitely made that first quarter. So there's things you can play with, but when you're talking short track, all about track position. Carl Hansen in the house. This guy here.
Oh, my bad. That was the 101 of Jeff Havoc that got turned around, not the 77. Sorry, they look similar from a distance. I was confused there for a bit, trying to track down the 77, and he wasn't where I thought he would be. Okay, I know what I'm doing, I swear. I know what I'm doing, I swear.
Well, Ken's up in P3 here, Carol, and he generally is pretty humble about his short track skills, but what I'm seeing here is surgical, and he's in front of that 3 car and for championship points. That's definitely where he wants to be, but he knows that man, Mama. There goes that man in the 3. Interesting to see. I wish I would have watched Rick Castle there. If they had some in his last stop, if they did some work on that car, how bad his damage was. He lost several positions there in that pit stop before. So
Yeah, touch racing. Yeah, definitely a lot of touching going on out there.
Yeah, loving, touching, squeezing. But these guys, good thing it's not real, because you might see a few fist fights, which I haven't seen the, speaking of NASCAR, but apparently a little fisticuffs there.
As pace cars off and Isaac
Suarez
leads us back to green. But yeah, Daniel Suarez and Michael McDowell. And McDowell's one of the most mild-mannered guys in the garage, you'd think. Yeah, something got them angry at each other.
I can't wait to see it. I'm going to have to Google that.
Yeah, I don't know what prompted that.
Won't speak until I see what happened, but you love it, I mean, back in my dad's day, racing Trans Am. And the caution is out again.
Oh, are you... Really?
Car down pit road, Bill Farmer in the 06. Gliding down pit road. And locking him up down pit road, and missed his stall there. Not sure what's going on, and he is gone. Bill Farmer.
Well, he was definitely at the epicenter of this caution.
Yeah, makes sense.
As you will see here, just getting into turn 1 on the initial start, just runs right into the 31 there. I don't know if he misjudged the braking point of the 31 or himself, but that's the source of your caution there.
Well, knowing Bill, I would say he was mad at himself right there.
Yes.
Because he blew down pit road knowing he was going to be penalized again, and because he definitely didn't want to do that. So he was, angry at himself for wrecking Brad there. And, Brad, 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. Brad is just the most chillest guy, defended our country back in the day, and but he's just so cool and mellow, and he'll take that in stride. But obviously, pretty sure Bill was upset at himself there. Oh, here we go. Typically, a race like this, or like at Martinsville, or Bristol, it's kind of how it goes. Guy pitcher decides to go down pit road there.
Well, he is your free pass / lucky dog recipient this time around, so he needs to go get himself an end of longest line.
Well, he's a Ford guy, and he's definitely driving that Shelby Cobra. Remember those commercials back in the day with old Carroll Shelby? Or I wouldn't be standing here telling you that.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Well, my old man gets chased a lot of those Cobras back in the day. The only chance you had in the Porsche was if you had a standing start, you could drop it at 10 grand and wouldn't have any wheel spin, but those dang Cobras would just be smoking the tires. You bump them in the rear a little bit, get them loose, get them out of your way, get in front of them, then you had a chance. Otherwise, forget it.
All right, once again, pace car's off, and Isaac Johnson leads us back to green. And let's hope that this one sticks.
Dan Irvine in P2. Every time you reset here, what did you learn from the last time? Got a lap car down low. What we've learned is that 72 has just been raking the field here, so Dan needs to get by, and he's making that move. Francis trying to stay on that lucky dog spot.
Oh, 68 around off turn 4 when we were already under caution once again.
The pace car driver, Johnny Rutherford, was he 100 years old there? He's really tired now already, and he's back out again.
Well, the initial source is... here we got the 83 and the 101. Just another rear ending going into a corner. And then after everybody's taking the yellow, you see the 68 was around. Looks like Chet Barkin was just trying to let the 3 go, and wow, almost catches him as he spins himself. Yes, Barrett McKay, that is our 6th yellow. And, man, we really... Hopefully we can get the second half of this race going here. That's what happens a lot of times at a new track, especially a short track. Is it's a rough start, and then a nice clean run to the finish. But you know what, when we ran this as an exclusively Speedway series, back when I first started racing here, Melty remembers this because he was broadcasting them with the original FSB broadcast guru, Greg Bernardo. That sometimes the race, even on a speedway, would start out as just a caution fest, and then after halfway, they'd finally get it figured out, and you'd finish it with a green flag stop.
That Barkin down pit road, quick stop. No fixing the damage there.
Yeah, they have to fix that damage. He backed in the rear end when he got spun, coming around to take the caution.
Francis Dittman also still with damage there, trying to get in line here. Maybe at the end of the longest line, I don't know.
Well, somebody... Let's see, Bob Dixon has currently scored the first car lap down, but I'm not sure who was at the time of caution. It might have been Chet, and since the caution wasn't actually his, he would still be eligible.
Barrett asking, is there going to be a long green flag run? If I could figure that out, I'd head to Vegas right now.
Yeah, we get the crystal ball going, figure that out.
Hard to say. Short tracks are funky like that. Like Shawn was saying, generally the trend as a driver or as a racer, you look at trends, and trends are first half of the race on a short track, a new track.
Pace car off.
Some of the cars back in the field are going to have difficulty. Then they're eventually going to retire or you know, get in line and just run, and then you're going to see uh, the action we're looking for in the second half. Things are really gaggled up. That's another thing about short tracks. You know, if you don't realize, got lap down cars with leading cars. It's very you have to tiptoe through here. Ken Hansen, what happened to the 9? He is definitely damaged and back in 17th place. Not sure what happened to Ken.
I'm not either. I didn't see him get caught up in any of these wrecks.
Let me see if I can take a look here as you continue.
I see Isaac's continuing to pull away, although this time Dan Irvine's staying a little closer to him, with about an equal gap back to Mark DeSenza. Oh, I hear tires squealing again.
Okay.
We are still green.
Okay, I'm taking a look here on the restart. Ken's P3, he gets help from the 3 and gets hammered into the wall and gets going again and no caution. I thought I saw that out of the corner of my eye, dude. If you could go back and look at that, no caution there, and huge problem for the 9 there. Let me look at it again to make sure I'm seeing what I see here.
We got the restart called up here, and there he is, like I said, right in front of the 3 car on the initial restart here. Moving around the outside of the 43. Looks like I think he got loose on his own.
Yeah, because like my view was, that's why I want to refrain from saying too much here, but no, he got loose in front of the 3. Okay.
Yeah.
He was already starting to go around there, and
exactly.
That 3 had nowhere to go. Okay.
Oh, hard left side impact to the inside wall.
That's
bent
a
up both
huge
sides.
Disappointment. Got to keep fighting here. A long way to go. It's a short track, so damage is a lot less pertinent as it is on a super speedway with the arrow, but got to get every point he can here. Short tracks are crazy, man.
We've got a gaggle of cars back here.
Man, gaggle.
We got the damaged 68 of Chet Barkin in front of Ryan Johnson, Dave Simons, Bill Yarbrough working his way back up from that initial spin, Will Farmer, 83 of Steve Weber, all trying to work around lap traffic. Oh, Dave Simons dirt tracking it there. As the 59 looks to work on Bob Dixon.
Still a 4-car battle for 2nd through 6th. Josh Elker in the picture trying to hang on.
Yeah, meanwhile, forget what I said about Isaac holding on to... to Dan Irvine holding on to Isaac. Because that did not last. Isaac has checked out. He's 5 seconds ahead now.
Last lap, Dan Irvine 21.4. Isaac Johnson 21.017. half a second. That 72 Sinclair car is on fire. Just way down on the bottom here. Let's analyze his lap. Just really smooth and right down on the line. Not even using up the whole track. Staying on that berm at it too. He's got a bunch of traffic coming up here, so. But there's nobody in sight. I mean, just destroying these guys right now.
Last race he won, and he said he was only going 50-60%.
Yeah, he just really. I was like, okay. But, you know, like an Infineon like that, you do need to, when you're in the lead like that, that's smart play, and I would say that's an accurate description of what he was doing via his lap times. When you're the leader on a road course like that, and you have that advantage, make everybody else try to come to you, and they couldn't do it. Green flag run? I think we might have one right here. Guys are just all mixed up like a lottery machine here.
Like a lottery machine.
And quickly.
Bingo balls. Oh, we got one of them turned around. B43 to the inside wall, Bob Dixon.
Bob Dixon, we haven't mentioned him yet. We're mentioning him now, but not the way you want to be mentioned, and the caution is out. Guys, they gotta, what can they do with the 72? They can't keep up with him long enough to see what line he's even running because he's gone. Everybody down pit road here, which is right at your half mark here.
You'll see that was just a solo spin by the 43 right in front of that second pack. It was all battling for second through fifth.
Dave
no
Simons,
contact.
nice little niche into his spot. Let's see if he can make some track position up. Looks like he got into a stall real well in the 02 car.
A little trouble for Dan Irvine coming out, and it's gonna cost him a bunch of spots. The 3 and the 47 gets by him. As far as what they can do with Isaac, you better hope that somebody's crew slips some sugar into that gas can, because there is just not much they can do with him.
Well, we heard the confidence and skill. I was trying to talk a little trash with Isaac, but he wasn't having it. He was like, "Bring it, Minner. You want a piece of me?" He didn't say it, but his language was like, "Get your car on the track," but what you got? Love it. You know, Ryan, our admin, obviously so proud. Done doing college, done sprint car racing, and he's done the real deal. Or go-kart racing, sorry. he's done the real deal and won, and wrecked too, and got right back in that cart.
We
Those
should
carts
mention,
are no joke. They're extremely high speed pro karts.
and you go flying with the cart and actually get thrown from it if something big happens. So yeah, it did. You're out there exposed, ready to take a tumble, just like a motorcycle. But you should mention, not only is he going to college for engineering, but he's going on a full academic scholarship. So smart young man too.
Well, he's even talked about, I wouldn't mind being like an engineer in NASCAR.
That's pretty much his goal. I think he knows that the driving is not the most realistic goal to go for. In fact,
Well,
in this age,
you have to have money.
You gotta have money, and
a lot of money.
In this day and age, at his age, he'd have to already be in like the K&N series or trucks to have any shot at getting the Cup, because they just keep getting younger every year. His pace car's off once again, and the 72 will drop the hammer, and we'll see how big that gap
on the outside line
is in a couple laps now.
Look at that restart.
Hey, you think he's relaxing?
The veteran Mark DeSenza but he's got the lap car. Oh, and he makes a little contact with Francis. I need to get by. Francis is doing everything he can. He was dictated that bottom line, so he had no choice.
Yeah, he's gonna move up and let him go this time.
There. Great job, Francis. That was the best he could do. That's great professional racing right there. He's going to let the rest of these guys by it. That's all you can do. That's part of why the 72 is getting that jump here. These guys just need to stay in contact, stay on the lead lap, and there's probably going to be more cautions with the way things are going. But later in the race, when there's no cautions and no lap down cars on the inside, that's when you can try to make a move.
Oh, you had to say the C word. Because we're back under yellow.
Well, just my power is unfathomable. I speak and things happen,
Yes, this isn't even Milty's final form.
But, as a fan, as a racer, I'm watching a lot of cool stuff here, and I know it's going to get good at the end. It is the product of the product, so. Especially when
I'm trying to find the yellow.
You're a driver and you've been there, done this.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the yellow, but I'm going to have to do it manually because I'm not finding it with an Alt-6.
Well, it's a good, chance for me to say hi to my sponsor, Budweiser, the king of beers. Right back.
Okay, I found it, and man, it has been a rough night for Bob Dixon. Let's just put it that way.
Poor Bob.
Yeah. He just gets in high with that damaged car, spins it out sideways, and then here comes Dog with just nowhere to go.
Dog's wrecked about $1 million worth of cars lately.
Watch that from a dog's eye view. Yeah, see, he thought the gap was going to be on the bottom, and Bob Dixon just moved the car down at the last second. And that really probably shouldn't hurt Dog too badly. Again, the aero damage is not critical. at this short track, as we mentioned before.
Just seems to be in the wrong spot.
Yeah, there
Last race, this race.
wasn't a whole lot Dog could have done about that, unfortunately. Oh yeah, he got caught up in that huge deal at Sonoma last week too.
Yeah, last couple laps there.
Yeah, once again, wrong place, wrong time. It's kind of how my season started out too.
Yeah, Bob's got that bent up back end, no downforce.
Well, you know, I'm thinking, okay, ninth yellow. When we watch a NASCAR race at a short track, they have a lot of yellows.
Yes, they do. Bristol, Martinsville. That's all short tracks I got left anyway. It's Bristol, Martinsville, and Richmond, of course.
Guy could probably pick up a good used car from one of these tracks, eh?
Yeah, a lot of them end up in Dale Jr.'s graveyard there. Let's see if DeRocket can get a clean shot at Isaac this time and see if he can figure out something to do with him. It looks like Chet Barkin
he needs to be
is...
able to get a run off the... and this could be the spot, because...
Yeah, Chet's laying over, letting everybody go. At least the top three there.
Exactly. Good job there.
Gets a little loose down on the apron, though. Ooh, good hands there to hold on to that.
That'll make your sticker pecker. How about Guy Pitcher just hanging in there, still fighting to try to get on the lead lap?
And once again, we'll keep that second camera on the mid-pack there, where all the action is. Seemed to center around Dave Simons all night long. The guy just cannot get into clean air. And the 68's around right in front of Will Farmer. And are we under caution? We're not. That was a brown pants moment, but the yellow flag stays in its holder.
That's your little poop icon on your iPhone. This is just, you know,
I'm gonna have to go back and find that.
driving hard, and these guys, and the 72 is still just pacing them like they're not even there. To see the precision of Isaac Johnson, like a machine, every lap exactly the same spot. These guys are kind of fumbling around a little bit, trying to find different lines or missing their apex by just a hair, and that is the difference.
I think the steering ratios might have a little bit here.
Absolutely. I actually had thought about that, Dan, earlier, because that's usually a trait of a new track and a fixed setup, is what are you going to do to try to get your car dialed in exactly?
Meanwhile,
that's a great call there.
here's a cactus eye view
You
of,
could change
of what happened.
Chet Barkin gets into the wall in front of the leaders, but no harm, no foul. But that was a hard leg right there.
Well, I say I just put it the replay on the camera too there of him getting sideways in front of everybody as well, and somehow nobody hit him that time.
Well, once again, that happened, but, you know, as you get more damage, the car gets more angry, and tires get angry, and you get angry. Here comes the 3, though. He's starting to close in on the 72.
Yeah, here's Chet getting loose again there, up on the high side. Somehow, no caution. Yeah.
That's what this guy do. The multiple
That'd be DeSenza,
FSB
not Larkin.
world champion is going after another champion right here, and Pro Cup champion, and all of a sudden that 3 is starting to dial in. He's a student, he's a veteran, a wily champion, and he does not mess around, and he sees what you do, and he adjusts, and he's capable of adjusting on the fly and reinventing himself.
So this is the first we've seen anybody hang with Isaac all night long.
But he loses two car lengths that lap.
Meanwhile, Josh Elliker has also learned a trick or two, and he's keeping within reach of the 3 car there in 3rd place himself.
That's why I love this guy so much. Josh Elliker is just a fantastic of racing. But then again, each time you have these restarts, you have different tires, different feeling. You got to bring it each time. That's what separates these guys. But then all of a sudden, I mean, about 10, 15 car lengths, all of a sudden,
and meanwhile,
Josh is behind here. But
meanwhile, Billy Yarborough says, "Hey, remember me?" And he has cracked the top 5 after his initial woes.
Yeah, just, I mean, he spun the car and...
well, actually, he didn't spin the car. He had help, so that reminds us we have to... we do have to keep in mind that Isaac, despite the shellacking he's putting on the field tonight, has got to drive with caution, considering he does have an incident to his tab. Yeah, we usually don't call him one way or another, but that one was pretty clear-cut, and that's got to be on his mind.
Well, I mean, we see what we see, and we make an opinion. Obviously, the administration at FSB makes those calls, so
absolutely,
we're here to see what we think we see, and ultimately,
to put it diplomatically as possible, if that was me, I'd be counting it for myself.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, that's.
So he's got to be real cautious working through this lap traffic.
Oh, boy. The 3 gets close there, but now they got the 109.
Meanwhile, 54 is working on the 124, looking to get 4th place.
He doesn't want to go a lap down. Piscona is still a strong car. But he lets...
We got something going on turn 4.
Oh, we got cars. We got to stack up in the leaders. Oh, and Isaac gets through.
And then 47 is going to steal 2nd place through that kerfluffle there.
Drivers were talking about this before the race. Messing around and also practicing and crashing. There's nowhere to go when you crash. Very tight, short, old school track. Everybody pits, leaders pit.
Yeah, Chet Barkin just continues to not have a very good night here in that Richard Petty 200 win car. As you see, he gets loose again in 3 and 4. Up in front of the field, Plex the 77, 83, 99, 00. The 108, the 109, the 6.
Lap car still going around. Leaders on pit road.
Oh, and the 9 gets turned coming into his pit box just as the 3 was coming out of his own. Oh, that's going to be costly for the 9 car.
Looked like a really good stop for the 54 team.
Then hit again by Dave Simons. Oh, don't go that far backwards, Ken. No, no, no. Just go around. Oh, goodness. Yeah, now you're clear, Ken.
Josh Elliker and the 47 up to P2.
Got Jim Ray checking in the chat, says, go 151. Yeah.
Jimmy!
I'm afraid Gooey's not in the best spot right now, Jimmy. He's 18th spot, 1 lap down.
Wow. The 9 takes a couple hard
Nice
hits
and
in the
clean,
pits.
though.
Yeah, the 9 just had a pit road adventure, and he's got to come back down.
Night for Ken Hansen, man.
It's 2 in a row, 2 horrible nights in a row there.
Man, he's hit everything on that car tonight in the pits.
That's where you say he's hit everything but the lottery tonight.
You're gonna have to pop that beer can back out there, because still got a championship to win here, son. And it's just been a really great season for Ken, but you have these oh no moments and back down pit road.
So I think a little strategy was pulled on that pit stop. You see the 47 is now in front of the 72. As we,
he did some dodge.
I think he took 2 tires on the pit
2
stop.
tires for Elker? Get some. Let's see what we can do here. Honestly, at this point, that's a halfway call in the run. So
you see there on the inset, we'll watch his pit stop and see how many he gets.
Maybe he got some fresh air and see what he can do.
No, actually, yeah, but
no, he got 4 tires. So then what happened on Isaac's stop?
Yeah, I was just looking at the laps here. 120 is your is the number you would look for. So at this point, 2 tires would be no bueno. John Dog Palmer private messaged me there and said, I'm going to get my camera time right now. And he is in the AMC AMX Spirit.
Well, I see
Doug Palmer pulling away, and for a while here, and still top 15.
It looks like, yeah, Isaac was just held up getting around the 54 coming out of the pits, and that's what cost him the spot to Elliker.
And now Dog does what Pro does and gets out the way, and but he got his camera time there. Go, Dog. We text each other back and forth all the time. And he gets hit by the Rick Castle there coming out of the corner, but
no harm, no
foul.
Pretty tight coming off there.
Just no room. These guys want to go. There was nowhere else for Dog to go. I mean, he gave all the room he could, but no harm, no foul. And these guys are feeling the sense of urgency.
Yes, we're now into 40 to go territory.
Irvine still in the top 10 with that beat up rear end there. That's bad. That's, well, euphemisms just would, don't have enough time there, but or the proper language. Battles going all through here. The lap down guys are still trying to get good spots here. Steve Weber, after some contact early, back up in the top 10 here. P8. Car looks pretty good still. Will Baby hanging in there with Simons. Simons, like you said, just trying to get his way up there, been battling. Now he's got a real shot at P5 here with Rick Castle, and guys know each other, and they're going at it here.
I was
This
gonna
is
say
great racing right here.
the O2's got the most room to race he's had all night right now in that little 3-car group.
And now Will Farmer comes up on him. Elliker still pacing the leader here. That air on the nose, but not like what the 72 did to the rest of the field. 72 all over him like a wet blanket. You know, the fans
hard shot to the wall.
The fans were asking what the heck's going on here. We got a lot of cautions. When's the action going to happen?
Well, here it is.
Here it is.
As you see, the 72 pounded the wall there trying to make a run. And
that's exactly what Bill
Yarborough
wanted to see there. Bill Yarborough from the rear with the gear after spinning there all the way back up to P3. What a fight for the real tree car. Just such a great short track driver and smooth and clean. You know, he's as clean as they come. If you ain't clean, you're not going to finish well. This guy always brings it, you know, in the history of racing against him and watching him. We've run 24-hour races together. We've run all kinds of Trans Am. His smoothness is as good as anybody I've ever seen.
Another scrape to the wall on 54. Takes a look down low. Can't quite get in there.
Like, remember me? I'm that guy you spawned there. But Bill will roll like that. I'm telling you, he's a clean guy.
Absolutely.
He's not going to try to make a payback move here. You got 4 studs here. Now we're starting to see. Let's get some. Elliker out in the lead. You know, when you're chasing and when you're leading, it's a different feeling.
Yeah, Isaac doesn't seem to really have.
That?
Isaac doesn't seem to have a good feel for how to run in traffic here, as he's
that's
more out of shape than we've seen him all night.
Absolutely, it changes. It's so easy when you got nothing but track in front of you. All of a sudden, and now he's got Bill Yarborough all over him, and Mark DeCenza lurking. DeCenza trying to outside in. This pro driver here knows how to work, but he lost about a car length there. So, but he knows, okay, I tried that. The cars are handling good in the draft, but not as good as the leader, because you see that even though that 47 and Josh Elliker doesn't have the pace like Isaac did, but you have to remember too that Isaac was getting those good restarts with lap down cars, getting them 4 or 5 car lengths, and then having the air on the nose, and the other cars still having to deal with traffic. This changes everything. These guys have been in the car for an hour plus here. Might have to, take a leak. Who knows what's on your mind here.
If you look at the fastest laps, see Isaac, Mark, Josh, and the 54 of Bill Yarborough, they're all pretty darn close there. All within just a few hundredths. So I'd say they all have the speed tonight. Just
Think about
that
short
Isaac was
track.
just picking him up and putting him down consistently there at the start of the race.
Yeah, tough night for Ken Carroll. He's got to just keep fighting and donkey bop, and try to get the points he can get out of it. He's not going to be in the winner's circle, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't count him out yet. I mean, he's still got 20 to go, and he's in the lucky dog spot. But I'm going to hand it over to you guys and step aside for just a few minutes here.
Josh Gallagher is your leader, second place. Isaac Johnson, third place. Bill Yarbrough. Huge run by Mark DeSouza in P4. Now they're coming up on lap traffic. Oh, there's a big wreck on the front straightaway. But they don't crash, they just contact. And now Mark DeSouza goes around. Maybe with a little help from a lap car. And the caution is out. Pace car is out. I think the 72 might have got around the 47 right before that. What do you do now? 17 to go. Gonna be 16, you gotta pit. All the leaders are down pit road. Come on, Rick, you gotta get going there. Rick Castle, you need to. Now he's down pit road to get speed. Don't want to lose that track position. Mark DeSouza is out of the picture now. Josh Gallagher down. Got to get 4 tires. You're still 17 to get 2. You get track position. I don't think so. Yarbrough with that great first pit stall. What can the Real Tree team do here? He needs that track position against. Oh, wow, there's contact. No, almost contact. And Isaac Johnson beats Josh Elker out of pit road. Yarbrough on that first stall. This lug nuts or something there. They couldn't get it going there. And fourth place now comes to Dan Irvine with that beat up old Milwaukee car still. Great pace and way to fight, Dan. This will be Rick Castle, 6 Wolf Armor. It's a great run for the young man. Feeling his way, just everything, the way he does things, just love it. Just a battle all night for the O2 Dave Simons.
Oh, I had
great driving and patience and just fortitude fighting.
I had to jinx it by walking away, huh?
P9. Yeah, if you had that kind of power, like I said, we'd be going to Vegas. And your top 10, Ryan Johnson. P11, Steve Weber. Some action early there, but the big cactus still fighting. Glad he's not the frozen cactus. Now it's already getting hot in Arizona there. So,
all right, I just found
last week it was snowing, and now it's Mark DeSouza, P12. Wow.
I found the source of our caution here. It's 99 of Pops Markison, but I can't really explain what happened. See, he's just there in between the 9 and the 77, and the car just shoots hard right, like very suddenly. Oh, I see. He got a little sideways and had to catch it. Didn't show from the onboard angle so clearly. Yeah, that was a hard hit, and it collected the 77 right in front of the leaders. Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, for the 9 of Ken Hansen, he catches the break, like Carol said. When we're talking championship here. There we go. Get some. Come on. This is sticker pecker time right here. And once again, we see the air on the nose and the restart. Isaac Johnson is just, look, as a driver, you got to realize this guy's smoking me every time on the restart. I got to do something different. You can't just let him do that to you again, you know. Heck with that. But he's just killing them. Oh, Brad Arnold getting a little love tap there, trying to. Oh, the big wreck in turn 3 there. This will definitely bring out the caution. I think, not sure, but I think that was lead lap cars trying to get around lap cars. 10-lap rule is in effect now.
The Ken Hansen fan club is not going to like this one.
Oh, man.
So you see here that looks like 02 and the 124 just get together, catch Ken in the right rear quarter panel, and the track is just blocked for everybody behind them. You see the 2, the 109, 59, all piling in.
Someday you're the nail. And
2 cars had to go down pit road for evasive action.
Ken Hansen is definitely the nail tonight.
But what happened to the back of the 3 car? 3 car is all torn up now.
No, he was torn up when you were on a potty break there at the porta potty. Elker was leading, and now obviously they're not going to pit here, and they will go green again. It's go time. Steve Weber up at the P5 there, the big cactus. That's what he does, though. You know, he's not going to be your flashy, pole sitting lead lap guy or leader kind of guy, but he's just a trudger and knows how to race. He's a champion, Winston Cup champion, and he knows how to get it done and knows how to be there at the end. And the big cactus is up to P5. Chris Connor, solid race, P6. Francis Dittman, a lap down, fighting the P7. What the heck, man? He's the leader of the beat up cars. So
actually, I'd say Dan Irvine's leader of the beat up cars there in 4th place with his
absolutely
Ashton rear end.
What has he done is amazing. And
yeah, Ken Hansen's back a lap down, getting that damage
now
fixed.
I've seen Dan Irvine run all different disciplines, and you realize this guy's got skills in every discipline there is. And with a beat-up car, what would, could still happen, but what would have been with no damage from 27.
The lights are out. We are going to get the green flag with 6 laps to go.
You gotta be joking here. Here we go. Look, I'm Josh Elker. I'm saying this dude has smoked us like a stepchild every single restart. This can't happen this time. If I run in the back, I'd rather wreck him than get smoked here. And here he is. Come on. Get some.
Yeah, well, 72 got a great launch once again.
Well, you have to wait for the leader to start, so you're going to lose.
Yeah, 47 gets squirrely through turn 2, trying to hang with him there, and that could be the ball game right there. Next flag ends it, and we got cars around everywhere in 3 and 4. This is over. 72 wins. Elliker's second, and Bill Yarbrough bounces back for a third-place finish. That flag will end it, folks.
Bids and re-goes here, but gonna lose a couple spots, but still a great battle for Webb, but he got done there.
You see he's just coming off the corner, and A3 just got a little loose right in front of the 109. You couldn't really miss him. And then big checkups. 2 got in the back of the 00 checking up. Everybody stacks in. And Francis Dittman, man, he falls to... Like I said, he clawed his way back to 7th and falls all the way back to 13th in that deal.
Bam, that's how it goes. Jim Ray, he's a trudger. Did I say that? Big Cactus go. Yeah. Didn't he win last week? Absolutely. God. Isaac Johnson is the real deal there, and he can roll, and it's not official yet, but
I've seen cars blow up under caution, so we don't want to jinx them, but
well,
yeah, you know, this one looks like it's in the bag.
That's our job, is to jinx them.
Yep, so you know what, Dan doesn't get to pick until next week, because he took the easy pick. He got Isaac. But I think this might be the first time that all of our picks end up in the top 5. Who did you have? Did you have Milty? I took the 3. Did Milt take the 54?
Yeah, he took the 54.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did not jinx them too hard tonight. The 3 and the 27 are a little beat up. Now, so is 72. 72 knocked the right side off that car, too. But, yeah, everybody's still running.
Well,
everybody's in the top 5.
I mean, I don't think there's a car that don't have damage out here, except maybe the 47. I just love Josh Elliker. He's going to get P2 here, but, hold on. Yeah, Elker's going to get P2 here, but I've just always, I say he reminds me of me, but what I really think is he's what I would like to be in a stock car, because he just does things the way I would like to race, and love the way he, no matter where he starts in the field, he finds his way to the front with clean driving, smart strategy, and skills. But your winner, let's see what he's gonna do on the burnout here. Yarbrough and that P3 there, great job. This is a still P5 after all that melee. That's definitely gonna hurt the point steal. And here we go, 72, locking them up. Get some, son. Smoke them if you got them. Burn that stuff down there. Yeah.
That was a nice
all
burnout.
the way down. Jeff Gordon / Alan Kowicki. Polish laps, smoking them. Look at that. Look at that. Still, that could be one of the best burnouts I've ever seen right there. Get some. And, well, he hit the wall there.
That's okay. They
And he
They
goes
didn't laser
backwards.
inspect these things after the race in 1988.
It's been a long time since I won a race, but I remember what it was like, and it's exciting. Yeah, heck, it's exciting to finish top 10. Yeah,
Well, if Milt can go gather up our
that's
podium
good.
finishers here, I'll do the final rundown here. Once again, Isaac Johnson in the 72 car. Dan picks him, doesn't jinx him, gets the win, a dominant win. Did have to fight for it a little bit, but most of the night, yeah, you just couldn't touch that 72. 47 of Josh Elliker makes a nice run through the field there to pick up P2. Got himself out front for a bit. Very solid run. Billy Yarborough goes from the pole to the back to third, so excellent recovery for him as well. Dan Irvine and Mark DeCenza with their battered cars round out your top 5, which tells you that it's a short track. And battered cars are in the top 5, you know. Dave Simons just couldn't seem to get clear all night, still brings it home 6th place. 124 Rick Castle. Spent some time up front, ends up 7th place. Rick Pisconer, 109. Will Farmer, I'm sorry, not Bill. 9th place in the 2 car. So that'll be the 95 Lightning McQueen car soon. Steve Weber rounds out your top 10 there after that last lap. Or not really last lap, the race-ending caution there. Got him tangled up and back to 10th place. Series admin Ryan Johnson, 11th, and we've lost the standings as the server has reset.
Ken Hansen in 12th, Francis Dittman 13th, Guy Petra in 14th, John Palmer 15th, Jonathan Jones, first one to retire, or last one to retire, 16th, Brad Otto 17th, John Doucette 18th, Jim Marguson 19th, Chet Barkin 20th, Bob Dixon 21, Jeff Habbick 22, Bill Farmer 23, Ed Finley 24.
Excellent. Thanks for the pickup there, Dan. And Milty is once again gathering up our podium finishers. You'll see our points as they stood coming into the race tonight. With Mark DeCenza having that 23-point lead over Ken Hansen. That's only going to grow tonight with Ken's troubles and Mark hanging in there for a 5th place finish. So we're going to come down to 3 races left in this season. See if I got the schedule still on a notepad here. Yep, I remember setting this up with Ryan. So you got Talladega next week, another super speedway running there. We got 2 of them this season, having gone to Daytona in week 4. Darlington, got that great Darlington version we run, another classic track. And Homestead to wrap it up. And I believe that'll be the banked Homestead, not the flat one we've been running last couple seasons, to get some high-speed drafting action to finish this season 33 of the Winston Cup series out here. And looks like we are joined in the booth by our race winner, the 72 of Isaac Johnson.
Congrats, Isaac.
Yeah, great run out there. You just, man, they couldn't figure out what to do with you about the first 3 quarters of the race, and you got behind on the pit stop, and all of a sudden, it looked like you had to relearn how to drive the track in traffic there.
Yeah, it's just so hard to pass here because you can block a run to the inside off the corner really easily, and then you can run a lower line on entry, and nobody can really get a run on you. It's so hard to pass. So
yeah, it looked like it, but early in the race, passing wasn't even the issue. They couldn't touch you, and I guess they hung back and studied you all night long, especially Josh Elliker there, picking up a lot of spots as the race rolled on. Figured out the line, I think, and came in with a strong P2 and some laps led.
Restarts, man.
Yeah.
Isaac was smoking them at the restarts, but then when you had the lap down cars, it was a huge advantage. But then when it got mano a mano there, I liked the way, you know, when Isaac was in the lead, he pulled away. But when Isaac was in second, they didn't pull away on him. So right there, I was saying he's got something for him either way. Then that last pit stop, the 72 crew executed, got the track position, and it was over.
Yeah, excellent. And again, 47 Josh Elliker there. Great run there. Did you kind of learn the track as you go along there? I know you tend to show up late for the practices here. Or did Tuesday night teach you all you needed to know?
Was terrible in qualifying for mid-pack, and then just had to work my way up through, being very careful to avoid the wrecks, and just trying to see anytime we had a long green run. And the pit guys, every pit stop I had, I think I gained spots on, so they were perfect. And it all came down to I finally beat Isaac off of pit road, and then thought maybe I can just hang out here in the lead and mess up his rhythm a little bit. And we had that big wreck on the back stretch, and he cold trickled through the middle of it.
Yeah,
I let off a little bit.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, talk about threading the needle there. That happened when I'd stepped aside for a little break. I come back and see the 3-car banged up, and everything's all scrambled up there. And I had to go back and watch it. That must have been a brown pants moment for all of you guys.
Yeah, I saw the slow up on the high side, and then I saw a hole, and I was like, well, I think that's going to fill up pretty fast. And I just gunned it and managed to make it through it. I mean, I really didn't see any problems once I got past that car that was right in front of Josh. I was pretty much home clear. I knew if I got past it, I mean, I wasn't going to have any issues, but that was pretty scary.
Well, I've never ran this track before, so when I saw you and Bill get into it early, I was like, I don't know if I'd make that move. But then as I watched the race unfold, I realized that was kind of a passing place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you had a good run on him. It just wasn't. I mean, obviously, I know we know you didn't want to get into him there.
Yeah. I mean, I went back and watched the replay, and I mean, I had a huge run on him, and I knew it was going to be really hard to pass. So, I mean, I left my nose in there, and I think he could have gave me a little bit more room than what he really did.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just one of those racing deals. It's short track racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you're gonna have that. So,
Josh, what happened in the last pit? How did Isaac get out in front of you?
They got around in the wreck.
Oh, okay. So
he found the clean route through the wreck there to get around.
Yeah, in the wreck, and then my pit crew got another great stop, and I almost got him there, but he had a better pit stall than I did, and just accelerated right out of it, and I wasn't going to be able to catch him on restarts.
Your race management, though, as I've watched you through the years, Josh, your execution, your attention to detail is just incredible. How you adjust to what situation you're in. I would probably pick you every time for a race, but every time I pick you, I jinx you. So I jinxed
tonight. All three of our picks, even with the troubles they had, they finished in the top 5. So the broadcaster jinx has been waived.
Well, but picking Billy Armo's no slouch, but
were you able to get him up here? I see he's still in Channel 1, but not up here.
Yeah, well, I asked him, and he declined the interview. So
okay. Well, still a solid run for him, going from pole to the back to recover into a podium finish. Great run for the 54.
Yeah, he's a pretty quiet guy, I mean, But just to finish my thought there, Josh, that run was just as a fan watching how you negotiated situations and then got up there and your execution was, man, that was definitely impressive, you know.
I appreciate that, Milt. That's where I try to get them. Sometimes I feel like I lack a lot of the brute speed some of these guys have, so I just try to be methodical.
Yeah, exactly. That methodical is the word I was looking for. Excellent.
Yeah, when it comes to a short track like this, Isaac's what you'd call an alien. Like, no human should be that fast. I've been chasing that 72 a few times myself.
Yeah, these guys are pros, man. I mean, you really just put it on them. The restarts were, and those aren't easy, as we all know. And
I love restarts. Restarts are my favorite. I mean, give me some full tires on just about any track, and I mean, I don't think that there's a whole lot of people that can beat me on a restart.
A lot of people were having trouble tonight with the restarts, especially if they were back in the pack, because the green flag was waving and they were in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
And then you saw to turn 1 and drive it in hard and make it stick and have the confidence to do that.
Yeah, but
you weren't seeing that. Yeah,
a lot of people were spinning the tires, trying to restart in the corners, and that was just helping things for cars up front. So once again, thanks everybody for coming on up here to join us. Isaac Johnson, race winner, Josh Elliker, your second place finisher, and declining the interview there, 54, Billy Yarborough. So congrats to you guys, and thanks for coming up and talking to us. Thanks as always, my partners, Milt Minter Jr. and Dan Jones, joining us up here in the booth. And thanks to our sponsors, the Farmer Brothers Contracting, for putting up the hardware this season, which, man, you see I've updated the points there on the screen to my right, and left side of your screen there. Mark DeSenza now pulls that out to a 30-point lead. Didn't gain as much on Ken Hansen as we feared, with Ken having his problems all night long, but it's still an uphill battle through these last 3 races. So again, thanks to the Farmer Brothers putting up that hardware. Thanks Ryan Johnson, your series admin, for running the show as always, and of course Sam Young, our league owner and promoter. And thanks again for everybody joining us out there on the YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook land. We'll see you guys next week for FSB Racing Live.